Good afternoon, everybody. Myself Pankit Varsne and Webtel Electrosoft Private Limited welcomes you in the live webinar. Here, our agenda for today is XBRL tagging, its generation process, and the final filing process. And we also discuss the scope and the level of tagging, and what are the do's and don'ts in XBRL in quality tagging, and what are the recent changes and development in XBRL. And we also focused on how to do the automatic tagging with the help of XBRL software and many other features in between. So first we will discuss what is the full form of XBRL. So the full form of XBRL is Extensible Business Reporting Language. So as the name suggests, it is a language used for electronic communication of business data and financial data. And this XBRL is the language which is based on the powerful version of XML. As we already know about the XML, we already seen this XML while generating the income tax returns. But here in XBRL, if we add the business rules in XML, it becomes the XBRL. What do you mean by the business rules? The business rules are published by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, having some rules related to the line items. For example, like if you are doing this tagging for inventory, then you have to fill the mode of valuation. It is written in business rules. We will discuss in detail what do you mean by tagging and other technical terms which I am using which will be used in XBRL. So I think first we will discuss what are the technical terms that is used in XBRL. What is line item, what is element name, what is taxonomy, what is abstract, what is instance document, what is mapping and tagging process. First of all, we know what is line item, element name, because once we go through all the terminology which is used in the XBRL, then this XBRL process is very easy, because the material is readily available on the websites or on the MCA website. Because if I say like this, you have to tag the line item with the element name, and the resultant output is the instance document. So it looks like the language is very difficult. But if we know what do you mean by the line item, what do you mean by the element name, what is taxonomy, then it becomes very easy for us to understand the XBRL. And I will explain you these terms with the help of the software. See, on the one hand, this is your Excel sheet. The share capital is called the line item, and the element name for the same is share capital, that is given in the taxonomy. On my right hand side is the taxonomy, on the left hand side is the Excel imported to the software. So the line item is given in your financial statement, and the corresponding standard name for the same is called element name. So now in my detailed presentation, I will use the line item and the element name. And this equity and liabilities abstract is called, why it is called abstract? Because it contains those elements which contains the property of equity and liabilities. Same groups are merged under this equity and liabilities. Now it will be more understandable. Now I am saying you have to identify the XBRL tag for each line item. And this XBRL we can correlate with the barcodes. Like the barcodes contain the information about the products, its MRP, its features, its expiry date, its color, like this. The information is given in barcode. Same like in XBRL, the XBRL tag contains the properties of XBRL. like XBRL tag contains the standard name, contains the period type, contains the definition of the term and the data type, like that. Sundry receivable is only the line item, and the standard name that is given in the taxonomy is element name, that is trade receivables, and the balance type is given in the XBRL tag is debit because this is the asset, and all the incomes and liabilities have the credit balance. Period type, what do you mean by the period type? It is given for the sundry receivables is instant. This is because this period is given as on date. If it is durational, like for the profit and loss items, this will be duration tag. Now coming to the next part, that is data type. We have various data types like monetary, share item type, spring, tax block, but here sundry receivables represents there is some amount is there. That is why the data type is monetary, and the last is reference link is given, from where this term trade receivable is taken. This is taken from the revised schedule 6. Now other question is this: why it is useful? Why this XBRL we are using it? Like we are using the element name trade receivable for various names of sundry debtors, sundry receivables, total debtors, good debtors, but we are using only one name, that is trade receivables. And through this standardization, benchmarking, analysis is possible. Without this, it cannot be possible. And what do you mean by the X in XBRL? X in XBRL stands for Extensible Business Reporting Language. But this X denotes extensible. It means if you not have any tag in the taxonomy for the line item, then you can create your own extensions. But in India, the taxonomy is given in the fixed structure. We cannot create the extension in Indian taxonomy. Now we know taxonomy. What do you mean by the taxonomy? Taxonomy is electronically, you can say, a dictionary of business terms in electronic form. Why it is in electronic form? Because this is presently available in XML form, and XML form is machine readable. And about this taxonomy, the CI means commercial and industrial. In India, yes, we have the various draft taxonomies available for insurance companies, for power companies, for NBFCs. But we are presently using CNI taxonomy. This is commercial and industrial taxonomy. And this taxonomy is based on the latest recent structure of IFRS Architecture 2011. And this taxonomy is based on the revised schedule 6. It means that all the element which comes in the revised schedule 6 is taken care of in taxonomy, and the accounting standard issued by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, guidance notes issued by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and MCA specific regulatory elements, for example like the related parties, and common reporting elements which we are using in the common parallels, and around 3140 elements are containing in this taxonomy. And in between, if you have any queries, then there is a option in your screen, post query. You just post your query through this option. And now come to the regulatory requirement, because we are here learning this XBRL because of the regulatory mandate. So the first circular, that is circular number 37/2011. This comes which mandates the XBRL filing in India. And in this circular it is written that all listed companies and their Indian subsidiaries are covered. Second, all companies having paid up capital of 5 crore or more, or all companies having turnover of 100 crore or more. So these companies have to file their financial statement in XBRL mode. Some exemptions are given to the companies, like for power companies, for NBFCs, for insurance from banking. These are presently not covered in the XBRL filing because they have their respective statute. They are not using the revised Schedule 6 format. And after this financial year 10-11, we come to the financial year 11-12. In 11-12, only one condition is added. These three are same. First one, all listed companies and their named subsidiaries paid up capital 5 crore or more and turnover of 100 crore or more. Only one condition is added, that is all companies who are required to file their financial statement in XBRL mode for financial year 10-11 is covered. And for remaining years, for 11-12 and 13-14, the criteria remains the same with the same intention. Like if they filed in the previous year because of the mandate, then they are still covered. So this was the first circular. I have divided these into the two categories for the sake of convenience in the listed entities and unlisted entities, because listed entities, if it is listed in the stock exchange, then irrespective of the criteria, the company is covered. Like all listed companies is covered and Indian subsidiaries of listed entity is covered. And for unlisted entities, divided into two parts: paid up capital, turnover. Paid up capital 5 crore or more, turnover is 100 crore or more. Now, and the criteria is independent, not to be seen in cumulative. Coming to the second part, it is already covered, pending clarification. Banking companies, insurance companies, power companies, NBFCs are exempted from XBRL filing till further order. Presently, up to now, there is no further order. However, the taxonomy is ready with the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India in draft form. Another circular which comes in 2012, General Circular number 16 for financial year 11 and 12, which says if my financial year starts from 1st April 2011, then I have to file my financial statement in XBRL mode by using CI taxonomy 2012. And one line is added: all companies who are required to file their financial statement of financial year 2010 and 11 using XBRL mode. Now one query is there: if my financial year starts from 1st January 2011, then which taxonomy I have to use? New taxonomy or old taxonomy? Because only now presently there are two taxonomies is there. One taxonomy is CI taxonomy 2010 and now is CI taxonomy 2012. So if my financial year starts before 1st April 2011, then I have to use the old taxonomy. If my financial year starts from 1st April 2011, then I have to use the new taxonomy. Why I am repeating the same? Because there are several clients who is facing this problem, doing the all tagging by using the new taxonomy, because their financial year starts from 1st January 2011. They are following the calendar year, and they just have the one pre-scrutiny error that you have incorrectly used the taxonomy. So I am just advising you to properly interpret the circulars. And in between there is one more query is there from one of my client from Ahmedabad, who is asking whether subsidiary of listed company is covered. Yes, the answer is yes, because all the subsidiaries of listed company is covered and chain subsidiary is also covered. You can also post your query through the icon on your window. Now for financial year 12-13, financial year 13-14, same circular is to be applied. There is no change in criteria till further order. And I have taken a screenshot from the MCA website. It is up to now, it is not updated actually. It is written CI Taxonomy 2012 and Validation Tool 2.04 is also valid for filing financial year 12 and 13. Presently, we are approaching for the financial year 13 and 14. There is no change in the message, but however, with the same intention, we have to use the taxonomy and the validation tool till any other further order. So, we have to use now for the 13 and 14 the same taxonomy and the same validation tool with version 2.04. They should be taken care of. Now there is another query which statement is to be detail tagged, which statement is to be block tagged. There are several queries regarding the same. But see, the scope and level of tagging is governed by your annual accounts and the related documents of the company and the business rules. And in the scope and level of tagging, it is given balance sheet, you have to do the detail tagging. First of all, what do you mean by the detail tagging and block tagging? See, with the help of the software, like when we are tagging each figure, then it is a detail tagging. And if we are just selecting the whole portion and tagging with the one text block that is given in the taxonomy, the data type will be text block, then it will be a block tagging. We will see in our later of the slides. So here there should be no confusion, like all the statements for which the taxonomy element is present, detail tagging is compulsory if it is a relevant line item is given in the taxonomy. For example, balance sheet is to be detail tagged, statement of profit and loss to be detail tagged, cash flow statement detail tagged, and all the notes to accounts to the balance sheet and profit and loss is to be detail tagged. All like segments, employee benefit. I have seen many of the files in which even my clients also and my friends has not tagged the segment reporting, employee benefit, which is even present in their annual report. So it should be taken care that it should be detail tagged. And only for the director's report and disclosure of accounting policy, changes and accounting policy and estimates is to be given in the scope and level of tagging, that it should be a text block tagging subject to business rules compliance. But if we see the business rule compliance, then mandatorily I think seven line item is to be detail tagged. Like for the director's report, if we see the director's report, first we used to block text the whole director report into text block, director's report text block. Then we have a 5 mandatory text for earning and expenditure, section 217, like that. We have a 5 text. Same is given in the accounting policy, changes in the accounting policy and estimates. So it means majorly we have to detail tag all the financial statement and notes to account if it is present in our annual report, if we are covered by the minimum tagging requirement. If it is not present in our annual report, then it is not applicable. Now coming to the next part, that is XBRL process. So like this is a process, like when we have how to start the financial tagging and how to do the filing. For example, we got the company's annual report, right? We don't immediately start the tagging in the mapping process. First of all, what we are doing, like analyzing the annual report, see what are the field which is to be mandatory tagged, checking the minimum, the related parties information is there, related party information is there. And similarly, you have to prepare a client requirement list, where you have to mention the PAN of the, like you just note down the related party names, right, and all the subsidiary information, name of the subsidiary companies, like auditor SRN is not readily available in the annual report, so prepare a client requirement list in the same form and then send it to the client for filling this information. In between, you start your tagging process. And other thing is this, like how to, like first of all, you need a very good software which will be very user friendly and compatible. Like first you have to identify a good software, and in India the best software is Web XBRL. This is most preferred and used. Presently around 70 to 80% filing is done from Web XBRL software. Once you choose the software, I am also showing you the demonstration on Web XBRL software which is most preferred and used. And map accounts. Now the next step is you are doing this mapping process. I am just explaining what I am doing in software. Like this is called the mapping process. For example, I am tagging this share capital. I am first deleting the tag and then show you, like I am just tagging the share capital part. I am just selecting the current year, coming to the taxonomy and doing the tagging with appropriate name that is given in the taxonomy. This is called the tagging process. Then after doing the tagging process, generate your instance document. Instance document is the last output of XBRL which is to be attached with the form, and this instance document is to be validated and pre-scrutinized through validation tool which is provided by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. After doing this, after removing all your validation errors, after removing your pre-scrutiny errors, then you attach that XML, that is also called the instance document, with the separate forms 23AC and ACA for XBRL filing, and then submit these forms on the MCA portal. So in short, this is the overall process. You just analyze report, checking the minimum tagging requirement, sending the client requirement list to your client, and using the good software, that is Web XBRL, mapping head with the taxonomy elements, doing this instance document generation, removing all your validation errors, removing your pre-scrutiny errors, then finally attaching the final XML to the separate form 23AC and ACA. Now, see what are the features you should look for the good XBRL solution or software. This one, it should be automatic creation of company, directors, auditor master through SIN and DIN. Why? Because if you pre-fill these things, the company name through SIN number, then you are just avoiding your pre-scrutiny errors. Because if you just have your SIN number is different and name of company is different, then there will be a error in the validation tool. Your name of the company is not based on SIN. Likewise for DIN and likewise for the auditor master, if you are not taking the same name as given in the ICAI records. Other point, import balance sheet, profit and loss account data from Excel to the software, because we know we are 99.99% of the companies is using the Excel sheet for their financial statement. So the software must be compatible for importing the Excel sheet in the software for the easy tagging. And it should be seen in the software that you are tagging only the 1 year data, the other year data should be auto tagged. It should not be repeated that you are tagging the data for the current year, then you are doing the same for the previous year for the same line item. It should be taken care of while selecting the good XBRL software. And other part, like you just, because you know auditor's report, director's report can be made in the Word or Excel, you should have both the facilities in the software. And easy mapping on the non-financial data like notes to accounts, like I will discuss you in later part of my slides how to tag the notes to account. Is very easy in Web XBRL. Easy mapping of data with tables. Presently I am not talking with you what do you mean by the dimensions, axis, domain, these terms, because we have hidden it in our software, and because the beauty of this XBRL is when these terms are invisible. And there should be a facility to add or edit footnotes. Footnote is the additional information provided through in the element name. And you should also look for, there should be a facility for automatic footnote from Excel sheet when multiple items tag to single taxonomy element, because you are tagging the several expenses which are not covered in the taxonomy in other expense category, right? And without providing the footnote, a stakeholder, investor or MCA cannot know what are your line items is tagged with these others. If you provide this with the footnote, then it will be clear that these are the list of 5 line items which we have tagged with a single other elements. And there should be a facility to load previous year data wherever needed, like for the fixed asset, related parties, investments, where the Ministry of Corporate Affairs demands the previous year data. You also look for, there should be an inbuilt validations available in the software. For example, the reserve and surplus that you have tagged on the face of the balance sheet should match with the schedule given in the notes to accounts. If it is not, then there should be some validation type, like the color change. If it is, the total will match, then color will be green. If it is not match, then color will be red. And there should be a easy approach to locate error from the error list. Like if you are doing, when you are first generating the XML instance document, then there will be a error list through message. These are the items which is to be tagged. And validation obviously should, the current version should be provided by the vendor. And there should be a facility of backup and restoration of data and live updates. And from this year, there is a very good feature of auto tagging of current year and previous year data based on last year tagging. If you have used the Web XBRL for the last year, then in the current year it is very useful for you. For example, if you have the same line items and same amount of previous year's figures, then you have to click, you have to do the 5 or 6 clicking, then your whole of the data will be tagged. Only the remaining, the new line items you have to tag. Import of instance document. XML, you can have this facility in Web XBRL software, how to import the XML generated from other softwares or from the same software. And you should also look for experienced XBRL customer support department while choosing the XBRL software, because this concept is new, is not very old in India. You just call to the customer care department and ask some fake queries whether they are capable of handling the query or not. And also see is there any ticket raising system is there for the instant problem solution or not. In Web XBRL, yes, there is a facility available of the ticket raising system. And also see that there will be a e-help window. Now I am coming to this practical demonstration of Web XBRL software and how to do the automatic tagging with Web XBRL. Of Web XBRL software. I am opening this software and will create a new company from which we'll import one balance sheet and see how we'll do the tagging and the mapping process. We are creating one new company, create new company, click on the create new company. If you have the SIN number, then provide the SIN number and use this pre-fill option. Provide the login ID, password and the confirm password and state, then save it. Record inserted successfully. It means your company record is inserted. Use the same ID, password for opening the same company. Click on OK. Then this screen will appear on your system. From here we have the various options in masters, like company master that we have already created. Then you have to fill the director master. Director master, there is the option of autofill directors. Use this option to autofill all the information of the directors. And then fill the auditor master about the information of the auditors. Then come to the financial tagging. When you come to the financial tagging, this window will appear of document master. Here you just upload the file. Like I am just clicking on the file XBRL Limited. It will take 30 seconds to 1 minute to upload the same. Then click on the XBRL Limited on the same file. Now on the one hand, on the left hand side, you will see your financial statement will appear, and on the right hand side, the taxonomy will appear. So now our first step is to make reset settings from utilities. Click on the utilities, come to the third step, this reset setting. Click on this, define the column number here, like column labels, column number is 1 and column difference between the year is 1. Why? Because the difference between the C column and the D column is of 1. If it is given the previous year figure in the E column, then it will be the column difference between the year is 2. Select the level of rounding. This is given in actuals. Save it. Now you are tagging the balance sheet. So select the balance sheet from the software and open this plus sign of balance sheet. Here you find this balance sheet is divided into two parts: equity, liabilities and abstract and assets. Share capital will be tagged with share capital. Do the tagging and mapping process by selecting the appropriate head from the taxonomy, like this. Long-term borrowings to long-term borrowings, long-term provisions to long-term provisions, other current liabilities with other current liabilities. It hardly takes 2 or 3 minutes to tag the face of the balance sheet. Non-current assets. In non-current asset is given long-term loan and advances. So open the assets, open the non-current assets. You will find that element name by name long-term loans and advances. Tag the same. For current assets, do the same activity and see at the bottom of the screen you will see one message is appearing, difference in balance sheet current year is 2594450. It represents the sum of the tax is remaining. Once you tag all the items in the balance sheet, it will turns to 0, like this. Cash and cash equivalent to cash and bank balance, short-term loans and advances to short-term loans and advances, other current asset to other current asset. Now the difference turns to 0. It means your balance sheet is tagged. So this is the process that you have to follow for all your schedules to the notes to accounts and for profit and loss and their notes. And this the color of this line items turns to red. The reason is this: we have not filled the schedule. Once we fill the schedule and the amount will match with the balance sheet figure, then it turns to green. Now I am just showing you the other options which is available. Select any element name, right click from mouse. See, these are the options which are available. One is remove tagging. If you want to remove the tagging, you want to tag it again with any other element, then you can use this option. Add note number. You just add the note number by clicking this option, or click use F4 key. Go to the link cell. It means from which this reserve and surplus is tagged, and there is a option of footnote from which you can add the footnote or edit the footnote. Change sign option is there. If your figure is in negative and you want it in positive, then you can use this option and go to note number F7. There is a shortcut key of F7, or you use the right click option, go to note. Then it will take you to the respective schedule and view detail of the line items. So one by one we are using these options. For example, like other current liabilities. If I want to remove this tagging, I will press delete key or from the right click option, remove tagging. And other thing is this: if you want to tag this element name, like for example the other current liabilities, with any other tag, like for example in which there is already a tag data, then what happens? When you click, you want to add it in the same element name, or you want to replace it. If I say add, then it will be add. And in that case, if I am tagging two line items with the same element name, then I have to provide the detail via footnote. How it can be done? You use the option view details. You will see these two items are tagged in one. Then you can have one more option, save with footnote. So once you do this, your footnote is created. And if you want to retag it again, yes, you can do. Like other current liabilities with the other current liabilities, already tag it with new, yes. So these are the type of options that is available on the right click. Now moving the name of the related party. that will be fetched from the MCA portal. So similarly, you will fill all your tables. Coming to the next part, that is notes tagging. In notes tagging, what you will do, you have to do the block tagging. For example, like you have the accounting policies, then you will select the one accounting policy from there, then tag with the disclosure that is represented by the text block item type. Like I am showing you. It will take 32 seconds to 1 minute. You have to load the document from the document master. Double click the same, the XBRL limited notes. Now the same process will be repeated. On the one hand, your notes to accounts. On the other hand, the XBRL taxonomy. Now here you have to do the block tagging. Because block tagging as well as detail tagging is required, as it is governed by the scope and level of tagging. See, these are the notes to accounts: share capital, reserve and surplus, borrowings, non-current investments, current investment, sub-classification of notes and notes on liabilities, like this, and the additional disclosures. Here also you take care, like when the tags which are started from whether, you have to mark the all, like for example whether the share capital, the shareholder holding more than 5% of the share capital of the company, you will find the tag from here. And likewise you will find all other tags, or whether there is a public offering or not, like this. This is, and once you select your Word document, then choose the best element from the taxonomy, and that text, the item type should be text block. Okay. Using the same login ID and the password which I have used at the time of creation of the company. Select the year 1314, yes, okay. Click on the financial tagging. Now, please note down the process, please note down the steps. The first, you have to tick on the checkbox to enable the auto tag option. The tags to be affected will be override, yes. Now what you have to do, you have to update the label names of the previous year. Close this window. Change year 12/13. 12/13. Once you click on this, will open. Now do the same exercise. Click on the checkbox for the auto tagging. Yes. From here you will see a tab that is given at the bottom of the screen, the update label names. Click on the same. It will update your label name for the previous year. It will help you out in tagging the current year. Please close this year. Again open the year 13/14. Okay. So now on the one hand your balance sheet and on the other hand the taxonomy. So here tick the checkbox again to enable the auto tag option. Again mark yes, the tags to be effective override yes. Now click in auto tag from Excel. Now you have to give the label number, label column number for your current filing. For financial year 13/14, that label is given in column A, so it means 1, and the difference between the year is 2, C, D, E. And then save it. And you have to now select the current year column selection in which the amount is given. Like the amount is given in column C, it means 3. And then click OK. And if you want to use this setting for all the sheets, then press yes, else press no. I press no because I want to reset all the sheets one by one. Tag from previous year, yes. So now see, your whole of the balance sheet will be tagged by a single click. You can see this is the beauty of this software, or this is the auto tagging process. Your whole of the balance sheet is tagged and difference in balance sheet between the current year and the previous year is 0. Now coming to the next sheet, the notes to account sheet to this balance sheet, the note number. Now doing the same exercise, auto tag from Excel. First I just closing the same. Now see in which column your label number is given. This is label is given in column B, and amount is given in E column, current year amount. It means column number 5. So once we decide this, then go for the auto tagging mode. auto tag from of Excel, yes. And the difference between these two is E is 2. Save it. As the figure, current year figure is given in E column, then mention the 5 number here, 5. Okay. If you want to use this second for the all sheets, then press yes, else press no. So I am pressing no. Tag it from the previous year, yes. So now see, all your schedules will be tagged. The share premium, reserve and surplus, each and every schedule will be tagged. Only the new line items and only those line items where there is a change in the name and there is a change in the figure will not tag. You have to do the manual tagging for the same. And even you have the footnote for the in the current year in 12-13, this will be reflected here also in 13-14 filing. So this is how your XBRL auto tagging will be done. If you have any questions regarding the same, you can post the query on the icon that will be seen on your screen. And in utilities we have one more good option, that is import XML. For import XML, I am just opening one new company. Double clicking on the software. And this is now I am just showing you the process of import of XML and how your previous year data or current year data can be fetched from the XML. Click on the create new company. Select the state, then save it. It's already appeared. 15. I'm just changing the date. Opening the same company. Import XML 15. Login. So in 12 and 13, because this XML is for previous year, and then click on the XBRL. Come to the utilities, click on import XML. Any message will be appear in tag data will be override. Do you want to continue? Yes. select the XML file for importing the same. Once you click this, now all the data which will be in XML will be reflected in the software except the fixed assets and share capital. It will take some more time, 1 to 2 minutes. It will take some time, and through this, once you have the data in the XML, then you can also take the backup. It will take 1 to 2 minutes. And in between you have any queries, you can raise it. I have some queries from my clients, like what the PAN should be used in case of President of India. The PAN should be, please note it down, 5 times A, 4 times 9 and A. And other question is this: in case of consolidation is applicable for the current financial year and not applicable for the previous year, then how to file the consolidated XBRL instance document? So the answer will be, with the respect to the consolidated financial statement, if consolidation is not applicable for the previous year, then consolidated financial statement of current year is to be attached in PDF form. In this case, only standalone financial statement is to be attached in XBRL mode. Another query, like in financial year 12-13, the turnover of the company is 150 crore in 12-13, but in 13-14 the turnover is reduced to 95 crore. Whether the company is required to do the XBRL filing or not, and the company is unlisted company. So as per the circular, General Circular 16/2012, answer will be yes, because once it is being in the XBRL mode, then the company is covered in XBRL mode. So now its processing is completed. I come to the software again, and in between you have any queries, please post the queries. Now see, all the tables related to the XML will be filled. For example, I am just showing you the related parties, because major time investment we have to give in the related parties. This is how all your related parties is being imported from XML. And for previous year, in XML I have only for the current year. It's not being for the previous year. So now come to the financial tagging, whether the data is appeared or not. Just import any dummy file as a process of this software. See, the data is tagged. Whatever is given in the XML file is imported in the software. So now you know how to do the auto tagging and how to import data from the XML file. And there is one other queries, how to auto tag in detailed financial tagging. This I have already demonstrated. And disclosure of employee benefit explanatory text block is mandatory. In all cases the answer is yes, it is mandatory. And even if it is not given in the annual report, because and you can just, if you not have the employees benefits in your annual report, what you will do, you just write the not applicable. So now I just opened from the other year, that is 13-14. Once I imported the XML for 12 and 13. So now see, just load the data from 12-13. It will be reflected in this way. Close it. And regarding the other features, once in the generation stage, we have a message alert for the detailed taggings and for the mandatory tags. And also we have a validation tool inbuilt in the software, video in the software. Now coming back to the presentation part, that is quality tagging circular number 33. This is very important circular, issued in 2012. Now it's 2014. The Ministry of Corporate Affairs already has given the time for getting trained and to have some time on XBRL. And in this circular it is very clearly mentioned that professional is doing incorrect mapping with wrong accounting concept despite availability of the correct tag. You see, it is in very clear lines, it is mentioned such filings are inaccurate and do not adequately represent true and fair view of the state of affairs of the company as per section 211 of the Companies Act 1956. And such XBRL filing, apart from being misleading, also dilute the effectiveness of the XBRL for stakeholders usage relating to the companies. It is unfortunate that professionals, please concentrate on this line. It is unfortunate that professionals have certified the authenticity of such incorrect data for which they are liable to be penalized. Now you see it is clearly mentioned, if you are doing the wrong certification, then you will be penalized. So please take care of the scope and level of tagging, and while selecting the tag, please select the best and appropriate one. And if you are doing the multiple tagging of the line item with a single element name, then please provide the footnote, because if you are not correctly tagging the data, then it will be defeating the purpose for which the XBRL is meant for. This means for more detailed and refined information as to the affairs of the company. And now Ministry of Corporate Affairs is minutely scrutinizing the XBRL files of companies, and if the mistake is being seen in the files, then 100% from this year onwards the professional will be penalized for the same. And these are the general filing errors. This is recognized, like cash flow is given in the annual report, however it is not tagged in XBRL. Subsidiary information is given in annual report for 9 subsidiaries, while tagged only 1 to just pass the XML file for validation purpose. Now, related parties available in the XBRL but not tagged. Different presentation in annual report and in XBRL. In annual report, figures presented in 1000, and while in XBRL tagged in lakh, matlab the change in level of rounding off. Some precision is given in the annual report, while we are showing different in XBRL. Incorrect usage of footnote. There are some companies using this incorrectly using the footnote. How? They are tagging the director's report by way of footnote despite availability of the text block item type. And other incorrect usage of text, bad debts written off, tagged with by the companies by other provision created. However, the correct tag will be bad debts advances written off. Power and fuel expenses, tagged by some of the companies with electricity expenses. However, the best tag available is cost, power, fuel. Advertisement, brand marketing. The incorrect tag used is traveling conveyance. However, the correct tag to be used is advertising and promotional expenses. Traveling and conveyance, they have tagged with the legal professional charges. However, it is to be tagged with the traveling conveyance. Purchase and sale of fixed assets. Same problem is with tag with the purchase other asset despite availability of the tag purchase tangible fixed assets. So please take care while selecting the tag. This tag should represent the convey the proper meaning of the line item. So for how to do the quality tagging, these are some of the steps, or you can say points to be taken care of, like completeness should be there, correct mapping, accuracy, and then removal of all validation errors, pre-scrutiny errors, and statutory, and attach all the statutory attachments. For completeness, what it means? Ki whatever is given in the annual report which is covered by the scope and level of tagging and by the business rules will be tagged in XBRL mode. So all important information needs to be in XBRL as per the scope and level of tagging. Come to the correct mapping. What do you mean by the correct mapping? Correct mapping means you have to see the line item. Then for this line item, select the appropriate and best one element name from the taxonomy. For this you have to read the whole taxonomy once, so that you can have the idea what are the element names given in the abstracts or in the taxonomy. Use your professional judgment while making the choice, and please read the element conveys the meaning of the line item, means read the properties of the tag, whether it's matched with the line item or not, and provide the footnote reference for showing grouping. Because if you not provide this, then this will not serve any purpose, because you are tagging the 5 or 6 line items in other expenses and you are not showing with the footnote, then what is the relevance of that other expenses? So it will be taken care of that whatever you are tagging in XBRL should be supported by the footnote. And these are the slides taken from the annual reports, extracted from the annual reports. Like already discussed, that like advertisement and brand marketing expense given in the annual report. These are the, I'm just showing you the how the companies is doing the incorrect tagging and what will be the suggestive correct tag. Tag with the traveling conveyance without any meaning, even with the availability of advertising promotional expenses. Second part, traveling and convenience. Tag with legal professional charges. There is no relevance with this legal professional charges. However, just tag it, because we know कि फाइल तो वैलिडेट हो जाएगी. Even there is a tag available by the name traveling and convenience. Same is bad debts written off, tag with the other provision created. Even the correct tag is available, bad debts written off. Purchase of fixed assets, tag with purchase other asset. However, there is a separate tag is available, purchase tangible fixed assets. And I come across with one XBRL financial statement in which basis of presentation text block is tagged with the auditor's report. I am not mention the name of the company, but to the members you will find it is a Reality India Limited, some real estate company. Just for the compliance purpose, they have tagged the auditor's report in the basis of presentation. Auditor's report. Please take care while tagging the auditor's report. It is in many of the instances in Caro report it is given this clause is not applicable, but without we are reading it, we are just giving in the favorable remark member. Even the clause is not applicable, because we have a practice, if there is an audit report in the Caro statement, you have to tag with all the members with auditor favorable remark. It is clearly mentioned that in our opinion, the company is not a chit fund company, neither a mutual benefit company. Accordingly, provision of clause 4.13 of the order is not applicable. However, we are tagging it with the auditor favorable remark. However, the correct tag for the same is, it should be, this textual information should be tagged in clause not applicable member. So please take care of while tagging the auditor's report. Now, I come across with several misleading XBRL reports in which earning in foreign exchange and expenditure in foreign currency is given, and for this In XBRL PDF, it is represented by zero figure. Similar type of errors, for example, the unclaimed matured deposit, not claimed, unpaid dividend, like this. So while tagging, please review the PDF. That mandatory tagging, if there is a value, should not be given with zero. If it is amount is given, then please provide the amount while viewing your PDF file. Now, coming to the recent development and changes in Companies Act 2013 in respect of filing of financial statement, etc. There is one General Circular 08/2014 in which it is clearly mentioned that filing of financial statement, board report, etc. for the period that commenced before 1st April 2014 shall be governed by the relevant provision of Companies Act 1956. So what it means, if our financial year, like for example, we are doing the tagging for financial year 13 and 14, so it means it will be governed by the Companies Act 1956. So means we have to use the old form, that is 23AC and ACA. And for financial year that starts from after 1st April 2014 or onwards, then we have to just use the new form, that is AOC 4. So now the condition is very clear. Even our financial year starts from February 2014, then we have to use the old forms and old taxonomy for CI 2012. As per New Companies Act, as per section 137, read with rule 12 of chapter 9, it is clearly mentioned. Now for filing for financial year 14 and 15, we have to use a new form, that is AOC 4 in place of 23 ACA and 23 AC, and that should be certified by the Chartered Accountant in practice. However, there is a dispute is going on for this. There is some recommendation is given by the Institute of Company Secretaries and the Cost Accountant to the Ministry. And as per Rule 12 of Chapter 9, it is mentioned that the same the class of companies as may be notified by the central government from time to time shall mandatorily file their financial statement in extensible business reporting language. And see the penalty provision. If you are committing the same mistakes, doing the wrong incorrect tagging, and will be penalized by the circular number 33. And if you are filing the XBRL statement, late filing of financial statement to the ROC within the prescribed time limit, then company will be liable for fine, which will be starting from 1000 for every day till default continues up to maximum of 10 lakh rupees. With director, fine plus imprisonment. Fine is starting from 1 lakh minimum to 5 lakh rupees, and imprisonment from maximum is for 6 months, and also the fine or imprisonment or both. And for CFO, the same criteria will be applicable, fine, imprisonment and both. And if there is no director and CFO, then the board who authorized the board, in absence of MD or CFO, the board who have authorized the director for acting the same will be punished with the fine of minimum 1 lakh and 5 lakh. Same conditions will be applicable for the authorized director. So please take care of this. Please file your XBRL document on time to avoid the penalty provision. Presently, without any additional fee, the time is 30 days from the date of AGM. You have to file your financial statement, the copy of your financial statement to the ROC. Even there is one more circular, General Circular number 10, issued in 2014. Now, all the form is to be examined by a registrar. Incorrect information, if incorrect information is found in the form, then they can give the direction for the quick inquiry against the professional, including the officer in default, and then they just submit our report to e-governance cell, and then this e-governance cell can initiate a restrictive, you can say, action against that professional and also can levy a penalty under order section 447 and 448, and give the direction to the concerned institute to take the disciplinary action, and this may be professional can be debarred from future filing. So please take care of quality tagging. There should be no misleading information to be given in the forms. If you want to know more about the information on XBRL, you can visit www.webxbrl.com, from where you can have the all stuff about the XBRL. In resource column you will find all the circular pertaining to XBRL, filing manual, taxonomy, business rules, all such things is given in resource column. And we see the XBRL usage and purpose. In short, we see now the exact benefit is taken by the SEC, the Security Exchange Commission in US. Like this, if you want the analysis by the net profit, there will be a tool which will analyze the whole data in the similar fashion. Already Ministry of Corporate Affairs have a XBRL data analysis tool which is in process. So now I have some queries from the clients and from the viewers. The first query is mode of valuation is required if inventories mentioned in financial tagging. Yes, you have to mention the mode of valuation in the notes to accounts. This raw material, which method have you used, like FIFO method you have used in determining the value of the inventory. Breakup of equity capital. It should be 100% in any case. My company has a percentage of 100.11. It should be in XBRL, it should be 100% accurately, not 100.11. If you putting this, then the tool will give you the error, because the tool is totally based on the calculation link base. Disclosure of employer benefit explanatory text block. I have already discussed this mandatory requirement. If not given in the annual report, then the text should be provided. It should be right in your notes to accounts that it is not applicable. Precedent of PAN, I have already discussed that you have to give 5 times A, 4 times 9, then A, and should be adequately supported with the footnote. This is the precedent of the PAN holding this much of share, and we are providing the dummy PAN. Is there any feature in WebXBRL software to link the previous year figure directly for financial tagging? Yes, it's already there. It's already there. You are tagging only the current year figure. Software is taking care of previous year figures. As per Companies Act 2013, the depreciation is to be changed, component based. Such change in the taxonomy will be affected. Yes, obviously. If there is change in the Companies Act, there will be a change in the taxonomy. But presently, for the filing of 13 and 14, you have to use the CI taxonomy 2012. Section 211 of the Companies Act 1956 New Companies Act 2000 section applicable for the same. For circular number 33. Circular number 33 is for quality tagging. It doesn't mean for does not talk about any particular section. So for this, you see section 137. This is talks about this filing of annual financial statement. And other query is this: my turnover for the company is 100 crore for financial year 13-14. Is I am going to file, because in circular it is written 100 crore more turnover. Yes, if you interpret the circular, it is written if your turnover is more than, all companies having turnover of more than 100 crore or more. So your company is covered, because your company's turnover is exactly 100 crore. So thank you so much for patience hearing, and thank you so much.